It is the 17th of October, Thursday afternoon. My name is Chris Williams. I am joined as always by Brent Blum here on the Williams and Blum Picks Pod. We are presented by our friends at Nebraska Furniture Mart in Clive. Heck yes, and we bring in main man Tim Mullen to the program where we are all going to go undefeated this week and make you a ton of money on our picks. This is not a gambling podcast, people. I'm kidding. This is not financial advice.
Yes.
You want great financial advice? You listen to our friend Warren Buffett, right, Tim?
That's right. He knows a thing or two about what he's doing, that Warren. Tell you
don't listen to us three hooligans when it comes to that.
Although I will tell you guys, we are on what I think is the best run we have ever been on so far into the season right now with our records.
What did we do last week? I know the week before was really good. I did not keep track last week. How did we do?
Oh, I did, my friend. You went 5-1.
Look at this.
You are 11-1 in the last 2 weeks. Or no, excuse me. You are 10-2. Bloom, you and I both went 4-2.
Man, so I can't even pull away on my hot weeks.
C-Dub took a game on us because we were tied after last week. Yeah. Actually, if you remember, C-Dub, Bloom was way on us and being, might I say, a bit braggadocious at one point.
Never.
No way.
Never.
Not Brent.
Not me.
Braggadocious is the word I would use. A bit hubris, if you will. But you and I quickly reeled him in from that. Now we're in just a full-on sprint to the finish here.
So so we're all tied?
No, you're up by one game.
Oh, I'm up over. Okay. Awesome.
Yep, you're 19-12, and we are 18-13.
That's not bad. That's a pretty good track record there, gentlemen.
I looked back through this. I don't remember us having this many good times through here. So
well, hopefully the good times keep rolling and they don't turn into 1 and 5s and stuff like that.
I'm with you.
We got Spooktober coming in, right? Or
Spooktacular,
buddy.
We do. It's good stuff there. Yeah, it's changed a little bit. We used to do it on a weeknight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very happy with what we've done. We changed it to October 26th. It's from 10-2. So 10-2 on October 26th.
That's a good idea.
It's a bye week for Iowa State.
Yeah. Oh. All of our listeners, it's a bye week. Get out to Nebraska Furniture Mart, and you can take the kids out and buy a big screen TV.
That's right. You can. Here's what you do. You bring them in. You set the kids down with our great events team, and they're doing some crafts. They're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
They're trick-or-treating, and then mom and dad heads over and gets themselves a deal too. You know,
I bought one of those ridiculous Gladiator garage fridges from
those
you.
Are not ridiculous. Those are a man's fridge.
Oh my! Well, it's ridiculous how awesome it is.
I know.
I that's one of the best purchases. Our neighbor Aaron Brent saw it. He was over having a beer the other night, and he was like, "I've never been envious of another man's refrigerator." Until seeing, because I was in there buying TVs and stuff, and I needed the new garage fridge, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to have that."
Yeah,
you don't realize how much you need an extra fridge or a freezer until you have one.
100%. But Bloom, this is
not ordinary
as it gets. This is black-sided, stainless nickel plated, the diamond plate like that you see on like running boards, and I mean this is heavy duty. And then
it's awesome.
You don't even have to use your hands to get it out of it because there's a kick plate on the bottom that you just push down on it, and the fridge or freezer opens for you.
And it holds
it's
so
gigantic.
Much. Yeah, it holds so much. It's ridiculous. Like
the caster wheels on this thing are like 3 to 4 inches round. It's as manly of an appliance as you can get.
I'm kind of insulted Williams hasn't invited me over to his house to show me this, but
well, you've probably seen it and just haven't picked up on it because you don't really appreciate things like great appliances.
Finer things in life.
Well, get on out there on the 26th.
Come out on the 26th. Still some good deals going on. We still have the big screen TV event going on with a lot of install offers, tiered offers at appliances, standard installs in different places on the big screen event. Other good news that I'm going to go ahead and tease is, the store here, we try and continue to look at different categories we can get into. And I just got the thumbs up today, but we're actually going to start getting into fitness equipment.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're going to be carrying a selection of treadmills.
That's great.
Bikes, but exercise equipment, just here in time for that great holiday resolution season and the gift giving season. We should have them up and going here within the next 2-3 weeks. So, I don't know if buying your wife a treadmill is recommended unless they ask for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting a vacuum cleaner.
Treacherous waters there. you need to go into with your life
Do
preserver.
not buy it unless they ask for it.
It's got to be her idea, or just let it be her idea, and then you'll do it like I did my wife a Peloton 3 years ago. And I think she's been on it 6 times.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
One of those deals.
That's okay.
Yeah. So here's a pro tip, because I'm Mr. Relationship guy.
Yeah.
You lead with, hey, I kind of want to buy a treadmill. Would you use it? And then it feels a little warmer.
But then wouldn't you have to use it too to validate the purchase?
That's a good
I'm
point.
not.
That's a good point.
I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's.
Well,
yeah.
You know,
I'm going to see us though. It'll be a good time. We'll have a lot of good stuff going. Exercise won't be here by the Spooktacular, but it'll be coming soon. So good opportunities coming up, and then around the corner we're going to be having the Santa stuff coming up because once Thanksgiving doesn't exist anymore.
Nope, got to go right to the
right into it. So around November 4th, we start setting up for the Santa extravaganza stuff, and kids can come in and fill out letters to Santa, and there'll be toys thrown up all over the store. It'll be a lot of fun.
Well, it's also a lot of fun when you're winning as many games as we are right now. Just dominating on these picks. So get out to Nebraska Furniture Mart. We got the bye week coming up, and I'm one bye week that I'm looking forward to. It's also good that you're doing it during the game. We got trick or treating in Bondurant that night, so get going there 10-2, and then bada boom. All right, Tim, you have put these games together. Another good week, 2 weeks in a row with awesome games.
I'm very excited about this. There's a couple I threw in there just because of local interest, things like that. People might enjoy hearing about them. I'm starting off, gentlemen, here, but I think this is a fun game. I'm really excited about it, hopefully for the fact that who I want to win will win. But the Cornhuskers heading over to Indiana as a 6.5-point favorite at Indiana. It's funny, guys. I looked at this, and I went in and I was like, when was the last time Nebraska wasn't favored in Indiana? Well, Indiana beat them 2 years ago. It wasn't that fun to look up. It turns out, I don't know if they were favored in that game, but they beat them there. So 6.5-point favorite, Indiana Hoosiers at home. I love the Hoosiers here. I love them. I'm all over this.
I love Nebraska here.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I know. I'm a big closet Husker fan.
I know you are.
Here's the problem. I liked them a lot, and then everybody in our Iowa Everywhere pool picked Nebraska to win the game outright, so it makes me think that I'm probably on the wrong end of this. It's just I don't think Indiana's played anybody. I think Nebraska's probably you got to realize, I mean, they're not that far away from being – they just lost their mind there against Illinois for a quarter, and they'd be undefeated. So give me Nebraska to win outright. I think they go into Bloomington and win.
Nebraska just beat Rutgers at home 14-7.
Yeah, I know.
In Lincoln.
I know.
It's not an impressive win to head off onto the road to a team that's got a ton of
– coming off a bye. Indiana's coming off a bye too, so we got an equalizer there. Indiana hasn't beat anyone.
Their offense, though?
Yeah. No, I have. They've done a good job.
They've scored anywhere from 30 to 70 points.
This is the line draw for us this week, Tim. This is our friendship on the line.
There it is. Blum, settle this. Who you got?
Yeah, interestingly, the Indiana quarterback for Iowa State fans, you know who it is?
No.
It's the Ohio quarterback from last year, Rourke.
Oh, God, I hate that.
Really?
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Just
then
bad
definitely
memories.
pick Indiana. Then that guy's unbelievable. He's the best quarterback in college football.
Nobody can beat him.
He beat Iowa State, so he's got to be great.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm gonna take in Nebraska. I lean with C-Dub here. This ride for Indiana, it seems a little paper tigerish to me. I think they finally meet a match here, and at least Nebraska is good enough to lose by less than 6.
Do you know that Indiana hasn't? In all their games, the closest the team has come to them is 3 touchdowns.
I know. I'm looking at it, but they have played.
Who is that? Like Alcorn State?
No, Northwestern, Maryland, UCLA on the road at UCLA. They beat UCLA by 30 at UCLA.
Does UCLA have the worst coach in college football or the third worst?
The worst. He was great in fantasy football, but he's not a great. Okay, so you got Nebraska as well, Blum. All right.
Yeah.
Next game, the Hawkeyes at Michigan State. This is a Saturday night game. I was favored by 5 points in East Lansing. I don't get it. I like Michigan State getting 5 points at home.
I love Iowa here. I'm pounding Iowa on this one.
All right.
Yeah. Michigan State can't protect the quarterback. They turn the ball over too much. Give me the Hawkeyes. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous is Michigan State really they got killed by Ohio State and Maryland, which most Big Ten teams do. Against these other Big Ten teams, they've done quite well. They competed with Boston College on the road, and Iowa's more in line with like what Boston College is than what Ohio State is. So that would be my one hesitation in this, but I still think Iowa's just a terrible matchup for Sparty.
Yeah, I've never heard like East Lansing's a really difficult place to go and win.
At night?
Uh,
Come on, the whiteout? You know,
There's a whiteout there that night?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't. I don't love Iowa here either, but
I know.
I'll take Iowa.
All right. Love it. I'm 2 up already.
Oh, yeah. This is Separation Saturday.
All right, gentlemen. The next 3 are very large top 25 matchups in our great nation of football. First one is the Crimson Tide, a 3-point favor on the road against the Fighting Josh Heppels in Tennessee, number 11. What do you got here, Blum?
I like this play a lot. I think Tennessee's better, just flat out better. Tennessee's at home. Alabama should be eliminated from the playoff when they lose on Saturday, but they won't be. They'll still find a way to hang on. We all know.
They'll find a way to have a 4-loss Alabama.
Yeah. Oh, Alabama played a really hard schedule. Okay. Yeah. We all know what's coming. But that said, Tennessee wins the game.
What's the number here again, Tim?
It is 3, Alabama on the road.
Give me the money line.
God, I don't know.
I like Tennessee while you're waiting. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I think they're a better team. Their only loss was an extremely tight game at Arkansas, which is kind of a fluky loss, but at least on the road, other than that, they've been kind of handing it to people, in my opinion.
I feel like I have faith in Alabama's offense. I have faith in Tennessee's defense. I don't know about Alabama's defense, and I don't know about Tennessee's offense. That would be my brief handicap of this game. I will take the 3 points. Just give me the 3.
That would mean that you don't know because they're offsetting. So okay,
give me the 3 points because I don't know. I think it's easy to get better on defense from week to week than it is on offense.
Okay. Biggest game of the Big Ten this weekend. The Michigan Wolverines are going to the house Brett Bielema is rebuilding. Number 22 Illinois at home as a 3.5-point dog to Michigan. C-Dub, what do you got here?
Give me the points. Michigan can't score. And if it's 3.5, I mean, part of me thinks like that this is a trick and that Michigan's just going to wake up one day, but I don't know. They're so bad on offense. I know they're messing with quarterbacks, but I will. If there's a hook there, I will definitely take Illinois for sure.
Yep. Blum?
I agree. If Michigan's anybody but Michigan, we think they're Michigan State.
Mm-hmm. Good way to put it.
They're living off of last year still. They can't do much. Their resume is average.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I still think they have a good defense, but they have zero offensive identity. And Illinois can play offense. That Altmaier's playing pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I really like
Illinois.
Illinois here.
You guys are on the same page through 4 games.
That's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
We were yesterday, too, on our podcast.
Yeah, we're really in sync right
this
now.
Is problematic.
Yeah.
Next one here, Big 12, SEC implications with number 5 Georgia going to Austin, Texas to play the number 1 Texas Longhorns. Texas favored by 5 at home. I will go last. I don't know how I feel about this game. What do you got, C-Dub?
I want the points. Just give me the 5 points. I mean, I think Texas might win, but it's just isn't Georgia a little bit desperate since they have a loss and maybe the best talent in the country right there with Ohio State. Texas probably has a say, but I definitely want the points here. Quarterback advantage slightly to Georgia maybe, but I don't know. Quinn Ewers is pretty damn good, and he's probably got a better offensive line too. But I would take points I think in this game no matter what because of how these really elite games have gone. When you look at Georgia, Alabama, you look at Ohio State, Oregon, they've all been really close this year. I think the NIL era brings this to us. So yeah, give me points in Georgia.
Yeah, I'll agree. It's not the hardest place to go play. I mean, Texas is really good, but if I'm getting more than a field goal, I'll take the points. I wouldn't be surprised either way. What I do know is when this game is 37-35, nobody's going to say the SEC doesn't play defense.
Yes.
So true.
I will.
Well, that makes 2 of us. Yeah.
Here's the deal. So, I mean, and I'll ask you this because you know this much better than me. When I go look at the scores, Texas is not letting people score.
They're not.
I mean, they've given up more than a single score only twice, and that was 13 to Mississippi State and 12 to Michigan. Other than that, 0, 7, 3, and 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that to me, I think both offenses are good, and I think you're going to have a little bit better term on defense. I'm going against you again. I'm either 3 up on you already or I'm 3 behind you, but I'm going with Texas.
Yeah.
All right. Last game at home, gentlemen. I don't know if you know this or not, but Iowa State's ranked number 9 in the nation. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I heard about that. Which sport, actually?
Well, is it football or is it basketball or is it ladies basketball? I don't know. Which one is
cross
it?
country? Cross country.
Good time.
Cross country. Yeah. So the number 9 Iowa State Cyclones are at home as a 13.5-point favorite against UCF. That's the Knights, right?
It is.
The Knights,
Golden.
yeah. The Golden Knights.
Yeah, Golden Knights. There you go. There you go. What do you got, C-Dub?
What line did you give me?
13.5. Right? Saucy.
If it was over 14, I would play. I'll take the points. Give me the points.
Yeah?
I think Iowa State wins comfortably. I don't think it's particularly close, but they just play such a low possession game, and I could see Iowa State being up 10 in the fourth quarter and just going the old, anaconda security blanket thing. So
Yeah.
I will, out of respect to that UCF running game and what they do, but if Iowa State gets up 2 scores early, I think this quarterback from Central Florida could throw 3 picks and Iowa State could blow them out. I wouldn't bet this game with your paycheck, Tim, but I will take points here.
All right. Well, I will. It's an interesting. Just looking up Central Florida, 3-0, 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not in a good spot right now.
No, they're not.
Beware of the wounded animal in the corner having to fight for their lives right now. 13.5. I would, like you said, I would love it at 14.5.
Yeah.
But 2 full touchdowns. It is a night game though. Energy's good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Blum, what do you got here? Maybe you sway me. What do you got?
Well, here's I'm a fact-based individual.
Yes, you are.
And there are 2 teams in the country that are 6-0 against the spread. That is our nation's service academy, Army, and BYU. There's 4 others at 5-1 against the spread. You know who one of those is?
The Iowa State University.
Iowa State Cyclones. Cyclones 5-1 against the spread. So while I understand C-Dub's premise here that Iowa State plays a low possession game, Iowa State has also been covering pretty much every week.
It hasn't mattered.
It hasn't mattered. I think Iowa State's just really good. Desperate UCF leads to panicked UCF, which leads to inflated score.
What's funny
Iowa State by a lot here
is usually the closer we get to a game, the less optimistic I am about Iowa State. It's the opposite the more I study UCF. I'll stay with my pick just because I'm not going to let you sway me off of anything, but I definitely understand. So now the deciding factor is where Tim Mullen from Nebraska Furniture Mart goes.
I'm voting for Blum.
It's usually the better choice.
I was on the fence anyway. It's such a hard number. 13.
Ride the trend.
Yeah, it's such a hard number. I think to your point, and this is the deciding factor, is how does Iowa State get out and go? Because if they get out and go and they get rolling, they don't stop easy. So once they get pouring on points, they pour them on easy. And I think UCF will press, cause more problems, and have a bigger mess for themselves. If it's a slow starting game, I'm going to wish I went with UCF.
Yeah. It's one of those games. And these Big 12 games are all difficult because the teams are fairly similar. There's not just a huge difference between like the third best team and the 14th, right? And I think Central Florida's got talent, Brent, but as we've discussed, I just don't know where they're at culturally. Like, is that locker room together? Most importantly, when you're talking about the number here, if Iowa State jumps up early, will they quit? And that's a possibility.
But I think they could wind up getting some defensive scores here too by the pressing of UCF.
I agree.
Some point of that, or make a takeaway to where you can't help but kick another field goal to keep it under. But 78 degrees that day, gentlemen.
78 at 6:30.
At the day, 78 midday is what it is. I'm just saying, so that's going to be a beautiful, crisp fall evening football game. Energy from tailgating will be high.
I was going to say, I don't think this is going to be lacking in buzz, which is
Correct.
good for Iowa State here.
Correct.
And this is why I'm also high on Iowa State in this spot is this is the last game before a bye week. Iowa State's kind of broken this thing up and just get through this week and we'll kind of worry about everything from there. I think the bye week fits perfectly for Iowa State to play really well at night.
Yeah.
And if I'm UCF, I said it before this week. There's two things that I don't want when I'm going on the road. Number one is quarterback problems and an inexperienced quarterback, and number two is culture problems when I'm going on a night game at a really lively place. I think it ends up in a bad spot for UCF.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. All right, well, you guys only differed on. Let me see here. I think it was one game total.
Man.
Yeah, you guys are off on one game.
We are very in sync this week. We've been hanging out together too much. Apparently,
I am on my own on 3. So I either go roaring ahead of you, gentlemen, or
we got to in the next week decide what's on the line. We got to have like a keg from Reclaimed Rails or something legit that's on the line.
We'll get some Ames Lager hooked up.
All right, deal.
I'll get a pony. I'll get a pony of Ames Lager for you, Tim.
Deal.
Oh, I love that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, that stuff.
It's good. It's
delish.
Good. It's good. He is Tim Mullen. Get out the Nebraska Furniture Mart. Bye week coming up. Plan for that. He is Brent Blum. We will be back next week, next Thursday, here with your picks pod on Cyclone Fanatic.